Here for the Seattle Storm as she's coming all the way from the nation's capital. The Seattle Storm, Minnesota in the whites, and we are underway with the Storm winning the tap.
And you want to see the Storm early have good energy, to just know that they have taken those two losses. They put them aside, and they got to come out tonight and do a good job against the best team in the league.
Minnesota loves sharing the basketball. They lead the league in assists, and they get one early. It's Smith to Jessica Shepard.
They're so efficient on the offensive end, both. They have players that can attack off the dribble. They can also, as you said, with the assist, they move the basketball.
Williams, the lane. Wheeler had some space, kicks it to Sky in the corner. Now Nneka shooting at a high clip. She gets the first three ball to go.
That's a good sign for the Storm to see her early, not only make her first shot, but make the first one from three.
Yeah, she has added that to her game. A career high in made threes this season for Nneka. Double team on the ball. The Lynx get rid of it quickly. Smith had the open three. And last touched by the Storm that will remain Lynx basketball. Minnesota coach. Takeaway by the Storm. Gabby looking underneath, hits Magmagor, and the Storm pushing pace to get an early bucket.
Storm are amongst the best in the league, creating turnovers, getting out in transition.
Kayla McBride, ball in her hands. You better push up on her. She is coming in white hot. She's made, you can't even get it out. You gotta guard her. Kayla McBride was 8 for 8, and you can't hit that many in practice. And here's Kayla McBride filling it up. Noelle Quinn trying to figure out a way to slow her down. Her 5th season as the Storm head coach. 12-year WNBA veteran. And trying to push this team into the playoffs. Nice pass underneath. The Lynx collapse on Nneka. Kick out. Skylar, no good. Down low, Shepard spinning away from Nneka. Has a little room, wouldn't drop, and Ezi Magmagor has the rebound. She'll push.
Great job by Nneka to hold her ground.
Wheeler pull up, and she gets it to go. Now Seattle has come out shooting the ball efficiently. 3 of their first 5 have gone down.
And the energy and the spirit looks good.
This Storm team, again, the 2 heartbreaking losses on their home floor. Bridget Carlton, her 3 ball too strong, but Alana Smith just rips it away, and now the Storm come away with it. Storm looking for early offense. Instead, they're going to run a set. Nneka loses the handle, grabs it back. Now 3 on the shot clock. Wheeler into the lane and high off the window and down.
That's a nice job by Wheeler to attack the basket after she made the jump shot early. You see the Lynx defense, they will really sag and help try to force the Storm from shoot from the outside.
Alana Smith with the air ball. Cheryl Reeves puts her hand in the... And that is the most in a single season in Seattle Storm history. So congratulations to Gabby Williams. We still have a lot of basketball left to play. She's going to obliterate that record. And then she knocks in the mid-range jumper.
And she's just doing it on both ends of the floor. She's been obviously very good on the defensive end. And that elbow jump shot has been money for her all season.
Courtney Williams. That's her spot, won't go, and Ezi Magmagor takes the board. Here's Gabby with a big step. Kicks it out to Nneka, feet set. And a rare miss to start this game. Seattle now 5 for 8 from the floor. No Nafisa Collier. She is out with an ankle injury, so the Minnesota Lynx trying to respond without the best player in the world right now. They're the #1 rated offense and defense, and she's the leader in both categories for the Lynx as Erica Wheeler has that one leave her hand in an awkward fashion, and that one out of bounds. So Tiffany Mitchell onto the floor now with the early sub.
And even though she missed it, I think that's a shot that she has to take. I mean, they are daring her to take it. She made a jump shot earlier, and when she's wide open like that, it's a good look. She's got to let that fly.
Yeah, Wheeler has made 47 threes this season, shooting at a 36% clip. Letitia Heidemann, can't miss her with the pink hair onto the floor now. Well, I suppose Stud Buds, they both have the pink hair, so I take that back. There's the other pink hair guard for Minnesota. No good from Williams, but Alana Smith cleans it up.
Yeah, and Alana Smith gives them a real size advantage. She's a wing player, but at that size, she's good on the glass and does a really good job shooting the ball as well.
Diggins, short. And the Lynx will push. Out wide, McBride, feed set. Oh, rattling all the way around the rim and out.
Breaking news, she missed one.
And Courtney Williams says, I'll take that, thank you very much. That's Seattle. That's a missed assignment in transition. They caught a break. McBride won't miss very many of those. Ezzy towing the line. Off the rim, and another rebound to Williams. Nearly a turnover, saved by Heidemann into the hands of McBride. Gabby Williams with the matchup. Smith airballed her last three. This one rattles off, and another board from Magmagor. She's got 3 early rebounds. She's been active. All the way over the top of Smith. No, she takes it away, looking for Nneka. Heidemann smartly does not challenge Magmagor, but Smith will, and she will draw the foul on one of the best shot blockers in the league. Magmagor over 2 blocks per game. So back and forth action, no future. Elise Francis. Hey Chantel, yeah, that's a big move by Seattle, but they had 3 first-round draft picks, and so they still have 2 remaining. And the 2 veterans, Alicia Clark will go down as one of the most meaningful players in Storm franchise history, 2-time champion with the Storm, over 300 games played with the team. Here's Dawn Malonga, the rookie, and immediately she goes right to the cup for the bucket.
Her confidence it just keeps going up with every game. You just see her getting better.
Here's Williams, pull-up jumper. She's going to be asked to score a lot without Collier, the leading scorer in the WNBA. Pretty pass inside to the running Dawn Malonga, who catches it in traffic and finishes.
And impressive about that play. Not only was the catch, but she finishes the play with the offhand.
I tell you, the bigs leading the break. And now a push ahead looking for Dawn again. McBride getting back, can't save it though. And Seattle continues to try to push pace.
Well, she's really...
Plus boards per game. She has added a real punch for Seattle off the bench. Williams with a strong take. Off the mark. And numbers for Minnesota inside. Oh, and then immediately get it to Maria Kliondikova, a 3rd-year player out of Russia, onto the floor. And she's been playing well, coming off 8 points versus Vegas.
Good interior passing by the Lynx, and they have their new addition on the floor right now as well with Dejanay Carrington.
There's Mitchell. Her shot too strong. And last touch by the Storm. Yeah, Dejanay Carrington. Another big move made with the trade deadline looming. A great defender. Earned her undergrad degree with the Stanford Cardinal. Actually a teammate with Alana Smith. And the starter in the front court for Minnesota. Finished her career at Baylor. And coming over from the Dallas wing, Shepard on a pretty play made by Carrington. And that's another bucket inside for the Lynx. Wheeler gets a screen from Ezzy, tries to feed her, and instead it's taken away by Carrington. And the leak out by Heidemann, as easy as you please.
And that pocket pass is there, but that's going to be a tough catch for most of the bigs on the Storm roster. That Wheeler's got to be a little bit more careful with the basketball.
Wheeler picks up her dribble, now gets it to Malonga. Handoff to Lexi Brown onto the floor. Carrington, too much body, and she'll get called for the foul against Tiffany Mitchell. Mitchell is a
seconds left in the quarter, so they got to be efficient on the defensive end.
Well, here comes Nneka Ogwumike onto the floor for Ezi Magmagor. And Ogwumike, the leading scorer for the Storm at 18 points per game this season. She had the big 37 points in the double overtime loss to her former team, the LA Sparks. They were down by 5 two separate times. Late in the fourth and overtime, battled back, just couldn't push through to grab the win. Down low, Shepard with position, lowers her shoulder, and then draws the contact. Oh, Nneka Ogwumike asking who initiated the contact on that one, as Shepard, very physical, and muscles her way to the foul line.
Well, Coach Quinn,
the general manager and the head coach of Minnesota, and this roster doesn't have a lot of top end, but boy, are they effective together. Wheeler turns the corner and gets all the way to the rim.
And Wheeler, you know, she's especially when Skylar Diggins isn't on the floor, she has to be a lot more aggressive offensively.
Wheeler with 6 points. She's 3 of 4 to start this game. She's checking Heidemann now. She gets all the way into the lane, and a pretty shot floated off glass. Wheeler at the buzzer. Got her for the Storm with 6 points. Jessica Shepard leading the Lynx with 6 points. Every starter scored for Seattle except for Sky Diggins, who had a couple of assists, but unable to get into the scoring column yet. Diggins, the second leading scorer for Seattle, just a tick under 17 points per game.
And in that first quarter, Nneka Ogwumike plays 7 minutes, only gets 2 shot attempts, and that has to change also.
Dejanay Carrington earns a couple of free throws. As we mentioned, this is her first game with Minnesota. Traded from Dallas for Diamond Miller, who was the number 2 overall pick in the 2023 draft, as Dom Malonga skies high for that rebound. Also, Carly Samuelson and a second-round pick involved in that trade for one of the best perimeter defenders in the league in Carrington. Dom Malonga with a soft touch gets it to roll home.
And a nice job, just that flex cut across the baseline. Good, she shows her hands, plays big, and got a soft touch.
And Dom Malonga already with 6 quick points in 4 minutes of action. She is 3 for 3. So the hot streak continues for Dom Malonga. Help defense by Malonga, forces a loose ball, but Heidemann has it. Now she loses control, and it's a shot clock violation, and the crowd here in Climate Pledge Arena loving the defense by the Storm.
A nice job by Malonga there as the shot clock was winding down to just play big and not foul, and she just made Heidemann real uncomfortable with the basketball in this shot clock violation.
Here's Nneka being checked by Shepard. Now down low, Malonga 3 for 3. Making 4 for 4. The 19-year-old phenom is on fire to start this game against the Lynx.
Keep running it, make them stop it.
Nneka Ogwumike leading the break. Right into Shepard, looking for Malonga, but taken away. Bridget Carlton read that beautifully. Shepard trying to work on Malonga. Forced to pick up her dribble. Now Carrington looked like she shuffled her feet, no travel called, and then rebounded and put back in by Cleon Dekova.
Yeah, tough break for the Storm there. That was a good defense by Skylar Diggins to hold her ground against Carrington, and looked like she did force the travel.
Carrington is a player that has been very comfortable with her back to the basket since her days early in her collegiate career at Stanford. Mitchell, catch and shoot, no good, and Carrington will push. Trying to feed Heidemann, and Lexi Brown breaks it up, but last touch by Lexi, so the Lynx will have it.
This is a big part.
Rise and fire, fight, and fading away. Malonga with an impressive skill set. Williams gets to her spot. Ball won't go. Sky Diggins kicks it to Brown. Good look for Lexi, but that one hits the rim and bounces out of bounds.
As you said, it's a good look. That's what they brought her here to do, is shoot the basketball, which she can do. But that was a good look.
Lexi Brown, the 9th overall pick back in 2018, a daughter of Dee Brown. Remember that Pump It Up, the Reeboks back in the day?
Yeah, won the dunk contest.
Where'd the Pump It Up Reeboks go? I was a believer. Here's
Shaq's trying
Shepard.
to bring them back.
Cross court looking for McBride, which is always a good choice. Here's Smith working on Magmagor. Good foul discipline by Ezzy.
Nice.
Now inside to Nneka, pretty pass, and the whistle comes a little bit late, but Agumake earning a couple of foul shots.
And Reebok brought back their basketball sneakers. Obviously, you probably seen it on Netflix with Shaq and Allen Iverson. And I asked Lexi about how long she's been with Reebok, and she told me that obviously her dad, Dee Brown, wore those Pump It Up Reebok sneakers. And she said when she got with Reebok, because they've always been family with her, that they actually did a full release on those Pump It Up sneakers and brought it back. And they did that all with Lexi and her dad. So kind of a neat story that they brought it back with her. Elise?
Oh, I love it. See, there you go. I asked, and I shall receive the information on the Reebok Pump It Ups.
Intel, that's intel.
There you go.
That's deep intel there. Good job.
You know, she's going to have to bang it down her next 3, right? Here's Skylar working on Heidemann. Down to the left block, and it rolls in, and Skylar Diggins on the board with her first deuce of the game. McBride, quick trigger, and she draws the contact, and she will have 3 free throws. And that is the danger of the closeout against Caleb McBride.
And that's the thing.
With Skylar Diggins at Notre Dame, they went to the Final Four together 3 times. McBride went to the Final Four 4 straight years with the Fighting Irish. The 3rd overall pick back in 2014 by San Antonio. And she is one of the best 3-point shooters in WNBA history. And coming off a WNBA record, 8 for 8 from downtown against Las Vegas, and that was in the first half. 1 off the record in a game of 9, but it was such a blowout. She didn't play a lot of minutes. Here's Nneka in the pocket. That is her spot, but a bit too strong and off the back rim. McBride trying to hit Shepard, broken up by Seattle, and last touched by the Lynx. Shepard got a touch on it, and so Seattle will have it.
And Seattle's had very active hands here in the first half of this game.
Diggins 2 feet into the paint against Heidemann. That one slipped out of her hand, but she gets it right back. Just rips it from Shepard. That one won't go. A fight underneath. Ezzy Magmagor gets it to Skylar. The 3rd time the charm for Diggins.
Skylar likes that matchup against Heidemann down on the block. She wants to take her down there and punish her, and she's getting some good looks down there off the post up.
Well, there's not a lot of players that Sky Diggins is bigger and more physical than, but Heidemann only weighs 132. So Skylar's got a couple of pounds on her down in the lane. Here is Heidemann, the quickness against Brown. And Lexi Brown reaches in, thought she had a strip, but instead, the whistle. And so she will be heading to the free throw line when we come back. Seattle with a 2-point lead here, 5:11 to go in the second. As Natisha Heidemann coming off the bench for a good spark for the Lynx. 4 points already, heading to the foul line. She misses the first of 2. No foul trouble for the Seattle Storm. Nobody with more than 1. Alana Smith picking up her 2nd personal a short time ago. So she has had to see some time on the bench. And a real back and forth game. 7 lead changes in this game. Here's the handoff received from Skylar. She kicks it back to Agumake. Plenty of time, but a bit too strong. Heidemann gets a screen and enough room to squeeze the shot off, but a foul on the floor away from the ball on Skylar Diggins. That's her first personal.
The previous play offensively for the Storm, because of the success that Skylar's had on the post-up, that forced the help, and that left Nneka Agumake open for that elbow jumper.
Balanced scoring for the Lynx without their scoring leader, Collier, who puts up 23 points per game, the #1 scorer in the W. Here's Smith back on the floor with the 2 personals, and Ezzy Magnagor gobbles that one up. Sky Diggins, feet set, off the mark. Smith with a handoff to Williams. Wheeler with her feet wide, and Williams gets tripped up, so Wheeler will get called for the personal. Get most in the WNBA this season. Here's Williams, makes the first, and the foul shots adding up for Minnesota. They are 9 of 12. Seattle just 3 for 4. So once again, Seattle is at a deficit at the free throw line. That has been something that has plagued them this season, not getting to the foul line enough. Wheeler trying to feed it down to Ezzy, and Alana Smith takes it away. And the moving screen by Shepard. Sky Diggins hustling over the top of the screen to draw that foul.
That's the second or third time that Wheeler's gotten a little bit too deep with the ball and kind of gotten swallowed up by the defense that's led to a turnover. She's done a good job when she's been running the show out front, but she's got to just, again, she's got to be a little bit more careful with the basketball, with the turnovers.
That is just the 4th foul against Minnesota in this game. So Smith has 2, nobody else with more than 1. And another steal by the Lynx defense. Shepard just bullying her way into the lane. No whistle, and it's last touch by Shepard.
She pulled the chair out from under her.
Just took it away, and Shepard ran out of room. On Minnesota in this game.
That Diggins-Williams matchup, that's a good one. They exchanged some words after that contact there.
Well, neither one of those players is scared to speak their truth. Here's Ezzy, gets it rejected by Smith, who was out of bounds, and is saying, I was inbounds, but you have to establish yourself on the court.
Yep, got to reestablish.
So and a stoppage in play, I think, to wipe up some up with Wheeler through some screens, and due to the foul, it's going to be Wheeler sinking that free throw, and Seattle will get the ball back. So once again, we're all tied up at 29. Wheeler takes a screen into the lane. Alana Smith looking for the rejection. And instead, she is called for her 3rd personal. Personal here in the first half. She probably will have to take a seat for the final 3:05. And without Nafisa Collier, Cheryl Reeve is going to go deep to her bench today. She goes to Cleon Dekova, who played some nice minutes. 6 minutes, 4 points on her first time on the floor in this one. Williams to the free throw line area, kicks it downstairs, misses the first. Cleon Dekova, Ezzy Magnagor making her presence felt, and now gets it back in the lane. Up and over the defense, can't get it. Shepard holding her ground, and now pushes it ahead to McBride, who's got some room, and she scores it. And now Nneka Ogwumike falls over McBride. And then the two showing some good sportsmanship. They get tangled up, try to help each other up.
Storm have had some really good looks here in the first half that they have not been able to convert.
This Minnesota defense, #1 rated defense and offense in the WNBA. Williams on the catch, nails the three ball.
McBride's a little late fighting through the screen, and Gabby doesn't hesitate.
Gabby Williams hits the second three of the day for Seattle. Williams looking for a quick answer and hits the midi.
And she's been a little passive here, trying to get everybody involved, but we know that she can explode at any moment.
The horn set for Seattle. Nneka has it at the top. She'll take it herself. And fouled and one. Nneka Ogwumike with a three-point opportunity.
Great body control, ability to hang.
Yourself now. You got the blue suit on?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Looking good. The blue specs in your tie. You have to stick around, folks, at halftime to see that nice suit. We are at BE. Her largest lead was 2. Williams, pretty pass inside. McBride, too strong, pushed it. She needs to be at the three-point line to get that one to go. And the turnover against the Lynx gives it back to the Seattle Storm.
And that's a play where Dawn Malonga had the ball taken away, but another year of weight training and just understanding the physicality of this game. And those are plays that she'll play right through that contact next year.
The ball reversal, Nneka has it on the block, working on Shepard. Good footwork, and rolls that one in. Nneka Ogwumike
Going to work.
Heating up. Williams, baseline jumper rattles out. Lana Smith with the three personals back. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Cleon Dekova. Smith with the three personals on the bench, and Cleon Dekova's played some nice minutes. She's got 6 points for the Lynx. Diggins.
Get a 2-for-1 here.
Couldn't get that one to go, and Nneka Ogwumike is fouled fighting for the rebound.
And once again,
Fighting for that possession, and knocks in the first free throw. Ezzie McMagor back on the floor. Here's the Dawn Malonga for the final 30 seconds. The defensive possession coming up. The second free throw, no good. So we'll have a chance to get the ball back with one final possession. Williams turning the corner, circling around, looking for Shepard, and the turnover forced by Seattle's defense. Seattle's defense has come to play. They have limited Minnesota. There's 35 first half points. They're shooting just 34%. And Seattle will indeed have the ball for one final possession if they choose. Wheeler will pull it from deep end.
training camp, and when you saw her in camp, you just knew that as long as she stayed healthy, she had set herself up to have an outstanding season, and she's done just that.
No one in foul trouble to start the second half for Seattle. Lana Smith on the floor with the three personals. Carlton, first shot is good, and the Minnesota Lynx double their three-point makes. They now have two. They were 1 of 8 in the first half.
Well, I'm sure Coach Reeve at halftime said a couple things to them. Number one, stop turning the ball over. They had 8 turnovers in the first half. And so Skylar Diggins gets a nice feed from Nneka. And then the other thing is, do what we do. We shoot the three. That's a part of our game. So right off the bat, although they were 1 for 8 in the first half, start the second half with a 3, and that's a big part of what they do.
McBride comes over the screen. And Kayla McBride pleading her case, says the foul was before the shot, so Minnesota will have it out of bounds. That foul will go against Erica Wheeler, which is her second personal. The only member of the Storm with 2. Williams on the closeout to Carlton. Doesn't matter. She's hit back-to-back threes to start the third quarter. Watch out, here come the Lynx.
And I'm sure Coach Quinn told the Storm, you know that they're going to come out with a lot more effort, that being the Lynx, and we have to guard the three-point line.
Poking it away, the quick hands of Smith. Swipes it from Nneka. Now Shepard on the run. And her layup is good. And Minnesota, boy, whatever Cheryl Reeves said at halftime, they have come out with a bang. They have closed the gap to a 2-point Storm lead. Wheeler on the back door can't hit the shot, but she was fouled in the act, so she'll head to the line.
There was no foul in that play, so at that time it's overturned, so they'll keep their challenge.
McBride with the three, no good. Seattle is pushed out on McBride and taken away a lot of clean looks. McBride 1 of 3 from 3, and then the pretty pass to Ezzie McMagor.
Nice job by Skylar Diggins to manage that double team that was thrown at her. She just stayed patient with it and delivered a nice pass that Izzy could do something with it.
Williams in the face of Ezzie McMagor. How did she get that shot off and in?
Well, I expect her to wake up here in the second half.
Let's kick it to Chantel, who has some more on Ezzie McMagor. As Gabby Williams 3 off the mark. Carlton looking for her third 3 of the third quarter, and she hits it. Carlton coming on alive here on the road in Seattle. 9 points in less than 3. Offensive weapon for Noelle Quinn.
Yeah, she's very skilled, and even with the play that was challenged, you saw the pass that she delivered to Erica Wheeler to get that layup. I mean, that's a nice, highly skilled play for a post player.
A ball deflected, 13 on the shot clock. It's getting deep. Finally, Sky Diggins pops open. Agumike comes and sets the screen. Now Wheeler working on Williams, flips it up, no good, and Shepard hauls in the miss. An 11-2 run, make it 13-2. Williams at that mid-range spot is money. And we are all tied up. Seattle's 8-point halftime lead has been erased. Or make that 51-47, excuse me, looking at an old score. So 51-47, here's a chance at 2 more, and Alana Smith can't connect. Broken up by Carlton. But a third quarter surge by the Minnesota Lynx to build a 4-point lead. This is their largest lead of the game. Battle trying to slow the momentum of the Lynx. Shepard all the way to the rim. Straight line drive.
And Kayla McBride is showing her versatility here. She's playing a really nice floor game here. Jump shot has not been on point as it usually is, but her floor game has been solid.
Inside, Malonga catches in traffic. The feed from Diggins. And Malonga in double figures.
And you see the teammates of Malonga, their confidence in her is growing as well.
Malonga stays pace with Williams, but she fades away from the 7-foot wingspan. Watch out, Williams can get hot in a hurry.
Yeah, she is one of the best in the dub, and the way she can run the show, or she can get her own, or she can get it for other people.
Williams now with 13 points. Diggins trying to deliver it to Ezzie, and Smith deflects that one out of bounds. Seattle will have it. And another bucket by Seattle. And Storm closed to within 2. Smith in between traffic. Ball gets poked away, and it will remain with the Lynx.
Alana Smith is pleading her case. Feels like there's been several times that she's gone to the basket and has not been the recipient of the foul call.
Double team closes on Williams. McBride floats it up, won't drop. Magmagor fighting for the rebound. Alana Smith can't believe it, thought it was Diggins. Shepard takes it away, goes all the way, won't get it to drop, but draws contact. Sky Diggins says review it. We'll see if Noelle Quinn.
On the line, I understand her frustration.
Well, and I think that the frustration, not just from that call that hasn't been overturned, it goes back to the LA Sparks game earlier on this road trip where a ball deflected off the hip of Kelsey Plum, and the officials said there wasn't enough evidence to overturn it. That was a really unorthodox free throw from Shepard, who managed to make it, but she had to hold her balance from falling into the lane. And she gives Minnesota a 3-point lead, and then bricks the second one. And Gabby Williams with the rebound brings it up. Flips it to Dawn Malonga. And the big 1-2 for the layup. Malonga's got a dozen points. Now Williams deflects it. The leader in steals in the W almost had another.
Yep, like
good hands and has a scorer's mentality. Williams, she's been hot, can't make that one. Malonga pulls in the miss. Here's Malonga, takes off, challenged by Smith, and just off the fingertips of Mitchell.
It's necessary to give your team a chance to win.
Well, and the problem right now is that Seattle, if they were to challenge anything the rest of this game, they're going to be unable because they burned it on the challenge of the foul for Skylar Diggins. Minnesota, the ball, and a 1-point lead. As Magmagor switching on McBride. So Williams has Smith, goes for the steal, doesn't get it, and it ends up with a wide open layup for Cleon Dakova. Williams gambled and didn't pay off.
And Coach Quinn talked about that. They will take advantage of all of our gambles, and we have to be disciplined defensively.
Mitchell, three-ball corner pocket, and knots the game at 58. McBride draws the double. Smith open, but her shot is off. She has not found that rhythm. She is 1 of 9 from the floor, but Minnesota has it as that ball trailed out of bounds. So some good minutes for the Storm. Here's Williams using that screen as Smith. Oh, Gabby Williams breaks it up. Dawn Malonga running, and Williams loses handle. It's a race. Williams getting tracked down, and one. Carrington avoids the shot block from Magmagor and has a chance at a 3-point play. Going for the big shot block. Over 2 blocks per game. Carrington gets popped on the head, and she pops up okay. What a turn of events. As Gabby Williams looked like she was in the lane, gonna have a chance at something right at the rim. Instead, it was Minnesota countering. And now Dawn Malonga gets up high.
Because it's become very physical. There's a lot of chippiness going on in this game right now, and I really like the way that the Storm has responded after the Lynx came out on fire to start the third quarter.
Gabby on the baseline, flips it up and in. A nice pull-up jumper in rhythm. McBride hounded by Mitchell. No room there, but Smith is left open again, and finally she hits the 3-ball. She was 0 for her first 4, but hits the 5th. Williams looking for Malonga, it's broken up. Williams looking to run, has numbers, and then just airmails the pass. Ended up being a 3-on-2 situation, and Williams taps her chest, says, my bad.
You know, one thing about Gabby Williams, I feel like she has the ability to take a game over on the offensive end. She's so unselfish. There's been a couple of times where she could have just went and finished the play, but she wanted to get a teammate involved. but I think she needs to understand that there are times that she can take it over, and she needs to do that because there are matchups out there where there are defenders that cannot deal with her.
Gabby Williams, almost 4.5 assists per game. Very unselfish, but I agree, her athleticism, hard to stop when she puts her head down. Here's Wheeler looking inside to Nneka, and that one hits the front rim with a soft touch, goes in.
Nice touch, nice touch.
And you love Nneka getting the touches. She now has 12 points, 3 with 12 points for the Storm. Agumake, Wheeler, and Malanga. Nearly a turnover on the Lynx, and now Williams pull up. Nneka skying for it, and is tied up by Kleondikova. So too big. Okay, at 6-2. Minnesota with a 1-point lead, just over a minute to go in the third. Ball popping around, Heidemann comes away with it. Oh, crossing over, Wheeler gets into the lane. Malanga's waiting for her though. Trying to hit it over the top, and the Storm take it away. The turnovers have been a bugaboo for the Lynx. Seattle's defense has been active. Wheeler hits the riser, Nneka now inside to Malanga. Had position, too strong. And a foul by Wheeler.
Malanga with good position that time, just a little strong on the tip, another deflection.
That's how you help side on defense. McBride, quick shot, too quick, because that one is an air ball. Seattle's defense has sped up Kayla McBride. She is 2 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, coming off one of the best shooting games of her career. 8 made threes on 8 attempts in the first half in the win versus Vegas. Wheeler turning the corner, gets in the body of Kleondikova and finishes. Tough take.
Yeah, Wheeler's, she's definitely, her eyes kind of light up when she sees Heidemann. Her and Skylar Diggins both, when they see her as a defender, they go right at her.
She was back late. Minnesota didn't take advantage early. Carlton with the miss and trying to salvage this road trip. They've dropped 2 heartbreakers in a row, and they need this one before heading out on the road for 8 of their next 10. And Nneka Agumake starts the 4th with a pretty bucket.
Well, as I said earlier, this has a playoff feel, and I think you have the Lynx trying to prove that they can get it done without Naphisha Collier. And the Storm, rightfully so, they are desperate for a win because they've lost 2 in a row here at home. As you said, they're 8 of the next 10 with a game up in Vancouver that are going to be on the road. They really need to win this game.
Oh, flipping it over to Mitchell, and the block by Carrington, and Mitchell is down. She is in pain, and it's a 5-on-4 situation for Minnesota. Carrington left open and drills it. The crowd here unhappy. Just acquired, but Alicia Clark and Zaya Cook on their way to Washington as Seattle wins the jump ball. So Seattle desperate for, it's definitely not 2 seconds. Erica Wheeler off the front rim. Yeah. That's a lost possession.
Have no idea. I mean, the jump ball. Storm wins the tip, and 5 seconds from.
And now Skylar Diggins is bent over. She looked in some pain at the jump ball. The veteran moves, swimming her arm through. But I still can't explain what happened with the shot clock on a jump ball.
Yeah, I do not know how it's the clock could be down to 2 seconds.
There's Nneka Agumake. Ball gets stripped away by Heidemann. Up ahead, Carrington running the floor, and that's an easy bucket for the running Lynx, and they have the 2-point advantage.
Carrington, I mean, that's, you know, once again, her athleticism, that's 3 times we've seen her just sprint the court and get an easy layup on the other end.
I mean, she just arrived in Minnesota, practiced yesterday with the Lynx. and is making a big impact in this game off the bench. 8 points, 3 boards for Carrington. Gabby Williams at the shot clock. Can't connect. And some uneasiness here in Climate Pledge Arena as they drop the double overtime loss to the Sparks to start this homestand, and then battled back against Indiana, but fell by 4. This crowd trying to spur on this Storm team that is 8-7 here inside Climate Pledge Arena. They're 8-6 on the road. Gabby Williams with a deflection. Seattle has numbers. Wheeler turns around as Minnesota got back quickly. Seattle would love to get a touch to that woman right there, Nneka Ogwumike. Good things happen. Ezzy Magmagor inside, takes her time and kisses it off the glass.
But on that turnover, you would really like to see the Storm continue to push the pace so they don't have to play against that set defense, because the Minnesota half-court defense is very good, and you don't want to play against that when you don't have to.
Boy, a quick 3 from Kleyondikova. The Storm have the rebound. They'll take that shot selection. Wheeler rips it through Carrington's pressure. As Carrington got her on the head. That is her first corner to the other. The Storm will need her down the stretch. Wheeler again rips it through the defense and then loses control right through her fingers. Williams attacks and hits the baseline jumper. Courtney Williams has been big in the second half. She's got 15 points total now.
You kind of knew it was coming, because that's just the type of player that she is.
All 5 starters on the floor for Seattle. Williams jumper off the mark. Shepard with the rebound. Minnesota with a 2-point lead and the ball. And Noelle Quinn looking for a spark, goes to Don. Very efficient, 6 for 8. So Nneka Ogwumike will get a breather. Carrington into the lane, deflected, and still Minnesota basketball. McBride snags it. 5 on the shot clock. Williams deep, puts it up, and that will be a shot clock violation. Excellent closeout by Ezzy Magmagor, and Williams had no chance to get that shot off cleanly.
Yeah, as you said, that was a good job by Ezzy to stay disciplined.
Oh, good discipline, staying straight up. Seattle down by 2. Wheeler for 3. Off the back rim, Williams has it. The Lynx running. Williams got a hand on it, but pops right back to Smith. Carrington hard into the lane, throws up a prayer, no foul called. And now the ball tossed around, ends up with McBride. Short. And Magmagor hauls in the miss. Magmagor and Alana Smith teammates with the Australian national team, and that's a big matchup here in the final 4.5 minutes. Three on the shot clock. Wheeler no good, but Dom Malonga has the O-board. Williams slices in the lane, can't hit the first, draws contact on the second.
To kind of stop the bleeding here from the foul line.
So that is the 5th foul on Alana Smith. Ask your employer about flexible transit benefits with Metro's Orca business programs. Orca cards can be used for any transit trip, for commuting to work life, or exploring in life. Your commute is just the start. Gabby Williams hits the first of 2 free throw attempts to pull Seattle to within 1. But the 5th personal against Alana Smith means she's going to spend some time on the bench. Remember, in the WNBA, 6 personal fouls before you're disqualified. Courtney in that mid-range short grabs her own miss. Carlton thought about it, resets for three, got it! Carlton, her fourth made three here in the second half for Minnesota.
And Minnesota is not a real good rebounding team, but one of the points of emphasis that they've had is offensive rebounding, and they've done a good job here, especially in the second half on the offensive glass.
A 3-second violation against Seattle gives it right back to Minnesota. Ezzy calling for the basketball, finally received it, but it was too late, and the turnover against Seattle. Minnesota's largest lead today was 4, and the turnover means their lead turnover. Minnesota averages 13.9 per game, so over that mark. Here's Diggins, 3 attempts, no good. Carrington running, easy deuce, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Lynx.
And Carrington, now that's the 4th time we've seen her just do her work in the backcourt and sprint out of the backcourt and make herself available.
Williams takes it from Wheeler, her 3 off the mark. The rebounding battle decidedly in the favor of Minnesota, 32-22. Shepard right to the rim. The straight line drive, and it's a 7-point lead, a 9-2 run for Minnesota over the last 3.5 minutes. The crowd is stunned here inside CPA. And the turnover, Carrington has it.
Minnesota, they load up defensively. They have great size at almost each of the positions, and they just play such great position D, and you just cannot penetrate that defense. You got to do some things to keep them spread out.
Williams spins away from the pressure of Diggins. Sky recovers to make sure that Courtney Carrington on the inbound steps on the floor and makes it a 9-point advantage. You'd think that Carrington had been with this team for years, the way that she has fit in seamlessly. Nneka had to have it, hits the 3 ball, and it's a 2-possession game, a 6-point Minnesota lead.
Well, Storm got to do it on this end. They got to get some stops.
They battle back 5 down 2 separate times against the LA Sparks to tie it up. They've got to battle back from 6. Carrington forces her way into the paint and draws the contact.
And that's 2 of the better athletes in the that matchup with Carrington.
Down the first. Alana Smith with the 5 personals. Back onto the floor. That free throw rolling off. Agumake snags it. DeJounte Carrington, 10 points in the 4th quarter as part of this big Lynx run. Diggins left open, 3 ball, short. Fight for the rebound, and the foul will go against Gabby Williams. Nneka, 3 ball, steps in and drills it. Nneka Agumake giving the Storm some life. Pulls Seattle to within 4, 1:09 to go, and this crowd on their... Seattle choosing not to foul. They're going to play straight up. Hope for a miss and a rebound. Here's Williams, crosses over Diggins all the way to the lane and gets it. Williams has been electric in the second half. Wheeler all the way with an answer. Exactly what Seattle needed. They had to score quickly. Williams pulls up for 3 and gets
Well, Courtney Williams, we said that she would wake up here in the
Smith, who was 2 for 10. Nneka, 3. Can she do it again? She can. So Seattle has answered again. A 4-point game with 30 seconds to go. One player you don't want to allow to get the ball is Kayla McBride. An excellent foul shooter, as automatic as you get. This season, she's 59 of 63 from the line. That is 93.7%. And that's just a beautiful release. I mean, it doesn't get any smoother than Kayla McBride. Automatic for her, and the lead is 6. Seattle pushing. Diggins has some space over Carrington and drills it. Again, Seattle with a 3-point shot going down, and it is a one-possession game with 21.1. So Minnesota with Carlton to inbound, gets it to McBride. Looked like Seattle was coming to trap, and the official anticipating the foul. I don't think they wanted to foul right away. I think they wanted to trap McBride.
And
I think there was enough contact. The one thing you don't want, as McBride, cool as they come, knocks in the first free throw. You don't want players that have to hit hard or smack to get a whistle late. But as it stands, McBride makes it a 2-possession game with the 2 free throws. Seattle using the reset timeout to advance. Nneka with a 3, Wheeler with a 2, Nneka with another 3, and then Diggins with a 3. Williams. Carrington reading it. Nneka has it, kicks it. Wheeler from the corner, can't get the shot off. Now she releases it, and she hits it. It is a 2-point game. And Seattle late to get to make 3-point shots in a row. McBride. 8 for 8 from the line in this game. Make it 9 for 9 and a 4-point lead, 5.5 seconds to go. And Carrington will foul Diggins before she gets into her top to Nneka.